Are we live? Are we live? Looks like we are live. What's going on, Facebook? What's going on, Complete Athletes? Coach Ronnie here. It is Mindset Monday, Facebook Live. No better place to start the day for you athletes out there, and you parents of athletes out there, you coaches, all of the above. Welcome to Mindset Monday. Let's get it in. All right. So, today's topic is to me, like I said in the group, the number one reason athletes have performance issues. It's living in the past, living in the future, but not living in the now. In other words, mindfulness. Mindfulness is exactly that, living in the now. So I'm going to dive into that. I want to give you solutions on how you or your athlete can overcome living in the past, living in the future, and staying in that present. All right. Excuse me. Now, before we dive in, I have some housekeeping things I want to address. Folks, we are only 8 people away from 1,000 members in the group. I'm super excited about that. I want to make that happen today. Invite your friends, invite your family, invite your players, invite your coach. Let's get that number 8 in so we can celebrate 1K members into the Complete Athlete Mindset and Performance Group, number one. Number two, I am issuing a challenge to everybody here. It's called a 4-week GOAT challenge. I'm gonna in the later today. I'm gonna post what it entails down. And anybody that's interested, go ahead and drop your interest in the comments. I'll have all the directions on what to do in the post if you're interested. But it's a 4-week GOAT challenge. Who's up for a 4-week GOAT challenge? Stay tuned for that post. And lastly, and most importantly, my integrated athletic enhancement mindset program. I'm starting the second cohort. All right, we're starting the second cohort. We're going to start marketing that now, and I'm going to market that for 4 weeks. I'm going to give you the official date. I'm actually talking to my website guy right after this. I'm going to come up with an official date, and once that information is in, we're going to go ahead and post that in the group as well. So what this is a 8-week program where we combine mental training with physical training, creating the complete athlete. We have weekly Zoom calls. We have a mindset community where the guys come together and support each other. You learn all the high level techniques that athletes are using at the professional D1 level. So if you're interested in that for your athlete or as a coach, you might be interested. Again, look out for that post. All right. So that's the housekeeping. Now let's get busy. All right. So the Facebook Live, the power of now, why athletes must stay present. Athletes often stress over past mistakes or obsess about future goals, but true performance happens right there in the present moment. All right, so why exactly, what you're going to learn on this Facebook Live, you're going to learn why staying present improves focus and confidence, how living in the now boosts performance and recovery, and so you're going to learn simple mindset tools athletes can use before practice, games, and workouts. All right, this one shift can change everything from how you train to how you perform under pressure. All right, so we have a lot of new members. I'm super excited about that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to introduce myself. I am Ronnie Kenyatta. I'm a former professional baseball strength conditioning coach. I did this within the New York Mets organization for 12 years, where I help players get stronger and faster and minimize injuries. I'm doing the same thing here with you today, but I'm also adding a mindset element to your athletic performance or to your athlete's athletic performance. All right. So let's dive in. I want to start here with the video that inspired this. It's a famous soccer player. I get the guys messed. I'm not a big soccer guy. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. Um, I think it's Ronaldo. I just saw the video and it caught my eye, so I want you guys to check it out. I'm gonna have to unhook my communication here for you guys to hear it since I have the headphones. So I don't want to risk that. I'm just going to put it up to the headphone. Not the best look, but I still want you guys to get this information in. So here's the video dealing with living in the mindset, living in the present.
Because you don't know that what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know. I don't know. You don't know. So live the present.
Take the cash to learn mindfulness and living in the present.
Life continue. Past is past, is never come again. The present, it's the best gift that we have in our life. The present. Because you don't know that what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know. Yes. I don't know, you don't know. So live the present.
Take the cash to learn mindfulness and living in the present. All right. Hopefully you heard that. It's just about living in the present. You know, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. What happens in the past is in the past. What we have is the present. That's the greatest gift that we were ever given, specifically if you're an athlete trying to enhance your game. All right. So we're going to go over ways to, we're going to talk about why it's important to live uh, in the moment and why it's detrimental to live in the past and in the future. All right. So, what does living in the now mean for athletes? It's the ability to stay completely focused on what's happening right now, not last play or not even the next quarter. It means you're locked in the process, not distracted by mistakes or outcome. Being present helps you stay loose, confident, and reactive 100%. In my course, we talk about the mindfulness cycle. And this is something that you definitely want to correct, number one, but it's really not going anywhere. You're going to always, according to the mindfulness circle or cycle, you're going to be focused. Your mind's going to wander. Your job is to bring you back to the focus point and keep that process going, keep that cycle going, because it's never going to end, right? You're always going to be distracted. Your job is returning yourself back to the present. How quickly and efficiently can you return back to the present and focus on the task at hand, all right? What happens when athletes live in the past or the future, all right? So what happens there? So, living in the past, you're going to come across regret, of making mistakes, replaying the mistakes in your head. It increases overthinking, self doubt, and performance anxiety. Research from the Journal of Sports Behavior found athletes who ruminate on past errors are more likely to experience choking under pressure. Check this out. NFL players who make a turnover and dwell on it 63% of the time are more likely to have a negative play in the next series. All right? That's statistics right there letting you know the importance of letting it go in one ear and out the other. That's something we go over in detail in our integrated athletic enhancement program. Living in the future, that's where the anxiety comes in, right? Worrying about outcomes, that's where the fear comes in. Worrying about putting pressure on yourself, it leads to fear-based decision making and hesitation. Study from the Journal of Applied Sports Psychology, athletes who focus on what could go wrong reported 23% more slower reaction time and 12% more missed assignments in high pressure moments. I mean, you're putting yourself in a fear-based mindset, period. When you're in fear, you're dealing with something that's not real, first and foremost. False evidence appearing real. That's what fear is, right? So you're putting in all these things that are 100% false. For the most part, usually have no true basis. They're not fact. And you lead yourself to that fear-based or stressful situation, and it carries over to your performance. This is a simple rule that I tell the guys. How you perform or how you think internally is always going to be reflected externally. All right. So if you're internally nervous, it's going to be expressed on the field. All right. So we want to always work things inside out. All right. Now, what are some of the benefits of living in the now for athletes? Sharper focus. Athletes in the present moment mindset have a 42% improvement in concentration, according to a 2022 Harvard Performance Study. All right. Better decision making. When locked in, decisions are made from instincts and preparation, not panic or doubt. That's 100% facts, folks. You hear Jordan and Kobe talking about. I actually posted a video on Instagram where people were asking Jordan, was he ever nervous? And he goes, nah, never nervous because I put in the work during practice. So I put in the work during practice, and when game time comes, I've already done it, right? Kobe said the same thing. Kobe said the same thing. So being in that presence of mind is super important. Keeps you in that calm, cool state to perform and make high pressure decisions efficiently. It boosts your mental resilience. Presence helps athletes bounce back faster after mistakes. Elite athletes use their reset mindset. Steph Curry, for example, is known for his ability to miss and forget, resetting for the next shot instantly. I have another video I posted on Instagram as well. He's being interviewed and he says just that. He takes a foul shot and he misses the first one and he's just laughing and he drains the second one. During the interview, one of the reporters asked him about that. I saw you smiling when you missed that free throw. He's like, "Hey man, I'm just living in the moment. Glad to be here. You know, it's not too serious. Let me just get back here and take this. Let me just get back here and drain the second one." Simple, right? When you're in the right mindset, it's simple. Flow, more flow state moments. So that's just the flow states when we're in the zone, right? And when you are in that moment, you're so much more relaxed. You're in that what we call that alpha state of mind, right? That relaxed state of mind. You can engage or interact within that flow state. Flow is the zone and is accessible by being 100% in the moment. I mentioned this doctor in the past. I'm not even gonna try to say his name. I guess I have to really. I studied by Dr. Mil Mahali, and his last name is tough. Zinzit Malahi. I can't. I butchered it. I butchered it. This is what it is. The study by this doctor found that athletes in flow have 2 times higher accuracy and efficiency and execution than those not present. All right. So getting in that state, that flow, to get in that flow state of mind, we must be in the present. Now, so far, if you found value in this so far, give me a thumbs up in the comment. If you're finding value so far, give me a thumbs up in the comments. All right. Now, my final thoughts with that, I'm not gonna give you final thoughts. I'm gonna give you final resources. All right. There's a book. There's 2 books. One this is a life book as far as living in the now goes. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. All right. This is a life book. Like I said, it's not catered toward athletes by any way, by any means, but it's great for understanding living in the now. One thing that stood out for me in this book, when he talks about thinking, he said thinking is a disease. And I never thought of that, but when you think about it, the fact that we cannot stop thinking, where a lot of us overthink, right? He might have a point, right? Thinking can be a disease, all right? Now, here's a book right here. This book is called The Mindful Athlete. I'll put both of these in the comments, by the way. This book is called The Mindful Athlete. It's Secrets to Pure Performance by George Mumford, all right? The Mindful Athlete, Secrets to Pure Performance by George Mumford, all right? So, we're heading into the bottom of the 9th of this live, all right? And when we close it out, I always give you 2 actionable activities, 2 things you can do right now to live, in this case, live in the now, all right? So here we go. Actionable activity number 1. You or your athlete need to start practicing sensor reset drills, okay, or AKA the 5-second body scan. You might have heard of this. It's pretty popular. All it does is a quick way that you can bring yourself into the now before, during, and after the game. Why it works, it forces immediate focus on physical body and surroundings, snapping the mind out of the past or the future, all right? So how do you do it? At any point before training, competition, or in between reps, touch something near you, turf, the ball, the wall, and focus on its texture, right? Listen for the furthest sound you can hear, all right? So listen for the furthest sound you can hear and shift your eyes to the most distant object in your view, all right? Squeeze your fist hard for 5 seconds, then release, and lock in by saying, I am here. I am here. So that's a little affirmation you can close out with, all right? So that's something you can implement yourself or with your athletes right away, all right? Now, what do we have after that? The game flip The game film flip. This was new to me. I haven't heard this one before. Um, what's that say? Real time rewind. Why it works. Athletes are trained to analyze after the game. This turns that skill inward in the moment. And how do you do it? During a game or practice, the moment something doesn't go your way, instead of reacting mentally, rewind the tape 3 seconds, just like watching the film. Then ask yourself, what actually just happened? What can I control in the next 3 seconds? Now ask if you're correcting that play live on film. Now act as if you're correcting that play live on film. All right? So I'll go over that again briefly. Um, during the game, you practice the moment of something doesn't go your way. Instead of reacting mentally, rewind the tape 3 seconds, just like you're watching the film. Then ask yourself, one, what actually just happened? Two, what can I control in the next 3 seconds? Three, now act if you're correcting that play live on film. All right? And why this works? It keeps the athletes from spiraling from frustration and makes the present tactical. All right, makes the presence tactical. They're not overthinking. They're coaching in real time. All right, you're coaching in real time, and I love this. This is a different perspective. I think it's super important as an athlete to to perform at your highest level. You must learn to coach yourself. I see this in speed training all the time. You know, we're going over certain mechanics. You can't continue to make the same mistake. All right. You have to learn to improve your arm action on your own. You have to learn to keep your toes up and strike the ground with the balls of your feet on your own. We can only do so many drills. What I tell my guys is when it comes to sprinting, you come in with a laundry list of things you need to work on, like so long, right? But when it comes time to perform, after all this training, all this work you put in, that list needs to be like this. You need to have just a couple of things you need to focus on that line. I tell my guys that's the foundation. That's your foundation. All I need to perform at my highest level, all I need to do is have a good, powerful start and remember my arm action. All right, that's it. You know, I work in baseball a lot, so this is just, I'm not a hitting coach, but I'm just saying, in baseball, you might be in the box. Keep my hands back and, keep my hands back and don't get jammed inside. Those are two things. If I do those two things, I'm good, right? So that is it for this Facebook Live, folks. If you found this valuable, drop a one in the comments. Please drop that one in the comments. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to drop everything that I talked about early in the housekeeping session in the comments. Number one, and number two, I'm going to drop those books that you all need to check out or share with your athletes. So that is it on this Mindset Monday. You are a better athlete, or your athlete just improved because they understand the power of living in the present. They understand mindfulness. Now take action. Have a great Monday. Have a great rest of the week. Coach Ronnie, check it out. Peace. I'm having trouble checking out. Can't find the old, there it is. See y'all.